I'm a mother of 3. I never thought that critical race theory was taught in our school until the day that my daughter came up to me and she showed me. She was learning that there was a group of people that it was called the oppressors, and there was a group of people that it was called the oppressed, purely based on the color of their skin. I completely disagree with that curriculum. Critical race theory, it sounds like a very divisive curriculum to me. It's not constructive, and it should not have any place in our public educational system.
Well, we're discussing a really controversial topic today of whether critical race theory should be taught in public schools, and if so, is it appropriate for students K through 12? Now, I don't think even the most passionate critic of critical race theory or racism thinks anybody's getting little kindergartners and putting up against the wall and going through the 5 tenets of critical race theory. I think that this goes in gradations as kids progress. Now, Alma claims that she overheard her children being taught about race and politics without her knowledge. She says it has made them feel anxious and confused. When you say anxious and confused, what do you mean?
My husband is white, and 2 of my children, the youngest one, they look very white, and my elder daughter, she looks very Hispanic. So when she is learning these things that, oh, in her classroom, it was only Hispanic kids, and they taught him, look, there's this group of kids that are oppressors, and there's this group of kids that are oppressed. And then that really was troubling for my daughter, because they're basically telling her, hey, you know, you and your mom are oppressed, and then you're not gonna succeed in life. And then, you know, because of the color of your skin, and then there's these people, the half of the family, the sister, the brother, the father, that are oppressors.
Alma's daughter, Brianna, this is who you're talking about.
Don't even dream,
Here's
you
what
know?
she had to say. Look at this.
I am a recent high school graduate from a school located in California, and I was recently put into a ethnic studies class my senior year of high school. This class was teaching us about how minorities are oppressed because of the color of my skin, because I'm considered to be a Latina and I'm more brown, that I will never be successful like my white peers. People like my dad or my sister or my brother would have more prosperity just because of the color of their skin. The fact of the matter was I was the only person who was considerably half white, half Mexican, and the rest of my peers were minorities. Interesting. They were all people of color learning about how we're all put in a hierarchy and will never be successful. So when it comes to ethnic studies, I believe that it is a course that shouldn't be taught. It should be banned.
That's an interesting take on it, that it's demotivating for somebody to be told that they're oppressed.
Well, here's the part that I think that people are missing here. If you're talking about people of color in this nation, we have to recognize that we are impacted by racism. And I do research extensively focused on schools, colleges, and universities looking specifically at students of color. And we know that they're subject to 3 patterns. First, distrust. They're assumed to be dangerous, deviant, up to no good, to have some sort of malintent, which is why we see such high rates of suspensions and expulsions, particularly for Black boys. The second is disdain. They're assumed to be academically inferior, to not be capable of doing the work and succeeding in the same way as others, and disregard, where their communities are viewed as being lesser than. You hear the statements from people all the time. They're lazy, they don't care, they're not really here for school. In college, you hear, oh, they're only here for the financial aid, they'll be gone by census. And these are the ways in which we know students are engaged. And so I understand that some people find it uncomfortable to hear the truth. But if we don't tell people the truth about what really happened, then what are we doing? In fact, think about it like this. If you were gonna go into a courtroom, right? And you're gonna testify, what do they say? You have to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. But when it comes to talking about racism, they wanna tell the truth, the partial truth, and then if it's the uncomfortable truth, they don't wanna say anything.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.